So at Station 5, we're reviewing some key algebra skills that involve rearranging an equation to solve for a certain variable, or in other words, isolating that variable. And this is really important because when we're graphing lines, which we'll do a lot of this unit, we really want the equations for those lines to be written in a certain format. And that is the slope-intercept form for the equation of a line. And this form is really important because it's the easiest one to use and interpret. And the slope-intercept form for the equation of a line is y equals mx plus c, where m is your slope and c is your y-intercept. So whenever we're working with lines, we really usually want to get it in this form because it's advantageous. It's easy to graph by hand from this form. It needs to be in this form if you ever want to graph it on your calculator, because your calculator will only allow you to graph things that start with y equals. So it's really beneficial to be able to manipulate equations like this to rearrange it into y equals mx plus c form. So this is the example in your note, and I'll just walk through it with you. So if we're solving for y, we're trying to isolate y. So if we start with 6x plus 3y equals 12, if we're looking to isolate the y, the first thing we need to do is get rid of the 6x, because right now that's being added with the 3y, and to isolate the y, we can't have the 6x there anymore. So to achieve that, we take that 6x and then we subtract. And then the plus 3y is still there, but we have to remember that when we subtract something on one side of an equal sign, to maintain that mathematical truth of the sides being equal, we have to do the same to the other side. And what this means, 6x minus 6x is 0, so this leaves us only with 3y on the left side, and we have 12 minus 6x on the right side. So we're getting there. We've narrowed it down to just the y term on the left, and all the other terms on the right. But we don't want an equation for 3y, we want an equation just for y. So to go one step further, we're going to isolate the y. So right now, y is being multiplied by 3, which means to isolate the y, we need to do the opposite, which is divide by 3. But if we divide by 3 on the left side, we need to divide by 3 on the right side, and we need to divide the whole side by 3. What ends up happening is 3's cancel out to get 1 and 1. So 1y over 1 can really just be written as y. And we can treat these as separate fractions. So first we do the 12 divided by 3, which is 4. And then we do the negative 6x divided by 3, which is minus 2x. Now, if it's easier, you might want to write the slope term first. So just rearrange the order, keep the signs with each term. So minus 2x plus 4. And that's your final equation in slope-intercept form, which allows you to graph it very easily or enter it into your calculator. So this is a key skill you're going to need to have.